Full time from Signal Iduna Park. It has finished. Borussia Dortmund 1, PSG 0. And PSG, yet again, they seem to hide whenever they need to perform. But in all fairness, though, it's only the first leg. I can't really comment on it much. But yeah, my thoughts on the game. It was actually quite an even game, actually, to be fair. There was no really dominant team. But saying that, PSG were probably wasteful in their chances. Dortmund, to be fair, since the goal they scored, were probably wasteful themselves. But saying that, no, PSG, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one because obviously they had literally had the league all but wrapped up weeks ago, pretty much. But obviously, their sole focus is now on the Champions League, which they need a very big performance at the Parc des Princes next Tuesday to get into the Champions League final. But if Dortmund hold on for a draw or even get a 1-0 win, then it's Wembley for Dortmund and Wembley for Germany. And of course, speaking of Germany, Borussia Dortmund, they will be now in next season's Champions League just for winning tonight. And you're thinking, Cody, how is that possible? Well, if we all know the new format, of course, of the Champions League from next season, which is absolutely disgusting, by the way, it's gone from 32 to 36 teams, so only 2 countries get an extra spot. So as it so is Italy, and so is Serie A and the Bundesliga, who have got 5th spot, and England, and so the Premier League basically miss out because obviously, with our performances in Europe this season, particularly with the only English team that's currently left in Europe is blimmin' Aston Villa. And they're in the worst competition of the other two competitions, which is quite mad to think. But saying that, no, really, there weren't any chance of West Ham beating Leverkusen, is there, really? But yeah, Dortmund, I thought with them being at home, it was vital that they got the win today. Take it to the second leg in France next week as well. And I do think that PSG really, if they don't win the second leg at home, then just simply PSG will never win Champions League. They'll never win it because despite them all the big money signings they've made, like Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, they're all signed to win the Champions League for PSG. But oh wait, they just cannot even win it. It's mental. It is absolutely unbelievable to think. But Dortmund, to be fair, if you look at it, I'm currently wearing the shirt from when they last won it, of course, in 1997, where Omar Hitzfield's Dortmund obviously beat Juventus in Munich, not in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin. The Olympic Stadium in Munich was actually used to be the home of Bayern Munich. Ooh, we need to keep that one down, boys. But simply, of course, Dortmund's last final was in fact at Wembley in 2013 against Bayern Munich. So what a coincidence! 11 years later, Wembley Stadium Champions League final, Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. What a coincidence that be. Of course, relating to the 2 semi-finals, I think, well, on paper, Real was probably the better game because probably the two biggest teams probably left in the competition, if you know what I mean. Well, PSG, yeah, no, they are a big club, PSG, but like they're not as big and as a historic, compared to Bayern and Real Madrid. Like there was like 20 European Cups between PSG and Bayern and Real Madrid, and there's only one between Dortmund and PSG, which was in fact from this team right here, BVB, in 1997, of course. But simply Sancho, to be fair, let's move on to player performances now. I do think Sancho was really good today. #snake. Joking. I thought Volkru was good as well. Brad was good as well. Hummels, particularly at the back. To be fair, even though they lost, but I felt like Donnarumma was probably the best player for PSG because he kept them in the game. with all them saves. And to be fair, you know what? I might give him my man of the match, Donnarumma, because I felt like PSG, without him, I felt like PSG were conceding more. But to be fair, I think PSG are quite lucky it's only 1-0. It could have been a lot worse. I felt like if Dortmund got another 2 or 1, I think it could be 2-0. PSG are capable of doing that at home, I think. But if it's 3-0, then yeah, it's basically game over. However, though, we all know with Liverpool, in Champions League, when it's 3-0, they know how to come back and win. Sadly, not even City can even do that in Europe. Blimey. That's come back to pay me now, but yeah. But you know what I mean, and sadly, blooming Spurs against Ajax in 2019, God. But yeah, you know what I mean anyway, we've seen comebacks happen before in the Champions League. If I had to still predict the final, I'm gonna say PSG and Real Madrid. Because I just think, don't get me wrong, I'd absolutely love the Clasico final, Dortmund Bayern at Wembley. I'd love that, but it would feel weird, if you know what I mean, because with it being an old German final in England right before the Euros. And could you imagine that? Germany versus England in the Euros final in Berlin. Wow, there will be a load of chaos there. I can tell you that for a fact with England fans anyway, but to be fair though, the German fans are usually quite friendly, aren't they? And they always used to, but apart from when it's England, of course, when there's like mainly the hooligan group of Germany, that is, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Donnarumma, I think Donnarumma is my man of the match because I felt like he kept PSG in the game. And to be fair, I thought Mbappe was absolutely atrocious today. Rarely had the ball. He didn't get in good positions. But saying that, no, the chance he did though, and the chances that PSG had as well, in the space of a minute, hit the post, saved, hit the post again, and over the bar. It was mad. It was mad to think. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash like, subscribe, get notifications on. If there is any Dortmund or PSG fans watching this video, please drop it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the game, and who do you think is going to win the second leg next week? And who do you think is going to go into advance to the Champions League final on the 1st of June? Personally, I think it's going to be PSG and Real Madrid, but hopefully it will be for the same time. I felt like for the fans, I would absolutely love it for Dortmund to play Bayern, because rarely an old German final rarely ever happens, because obviously, apart from Bayern Munich getting to the final, obviously Dortmund have not got close to this stage for ages. So, hope you guys do enjoy. Smash like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Love, peace and seconds.